Good day, everyone. I gladly welcome you to another episode of The Ambassadors on Dove Television. It is often said that an injury to one is an injury to all. The situation of our country, our dear country, Nigeria, because I'm so passionate about Nigeria, to the glory of God. A pastor accosted me recently and said he wants to pray for me. I said, okay, go ahead, pray for me. And he was praying for me that very soon I will travel out, I will relocate. I said, I found it difficult to say amen. Not that I don't like to travel out or to relocate out of Nigeria, but then I still believe that Nigeria is still a home to us. I mean, to somebody like me. You know, Nigeria is a home. And no matter where you go in life, travel far and wide, home is still a home. And definitely, Nigeria is still our home. And in as much as we are still here in Nigeria, by the grace of God, let us see how we can make it better. Because I believe in a greater future for Nigeria. I don't know about you. I know that Nigeria still has a future. Nigeria has a better tomorrow. Things are going to be very, very great, very wonderful, very easy for Nigeria compared to what it is today. I just want you to please keep hope alive and believe in God that it's still going to be well with Nigeria. Better days for Nigeria are still coming. So please, let's hope for the best for Nigeria. My name is Mike Adekunle, and setting the tone for the betterment of Nigeria is what we are doing on The Ambassadors. And why I say this, I want to thank all of you who have been our, adherent, viewers on Dove Television, and of course this particular program, The Ambassadors. We always receive your feedback each time we come on your TV screen every week. We love your passion, we love your prayers, we love your contributions of you are sending, to us on WhatsApp, on, X, and other, media that you reach out to us. We want to say thank you to you. God bless you in Jesus' name. And I also let you, I need to let you know, of course, that this program comes to you as a recorded version. It's not always live. Some of you might, we always want to call to reach out to us, while the program is on. It's not a live, when we come live, we'll let you know. But for now, it's still a recorded, session. So permit us. We'll be coming live very soon as God permits us, okay? So get yourself relaxed and let us see. There is need for us to discuss the goings and the happenings as concerning Nigeria, and also to showcase some of what we are also doing in the background. Some set of Christians, some are praying, some are planning, some are working tirelessly to ensure that they contribute their own little to the betterment of Nigeria. Apart from voting, voting is perhaps the little or the least anybody can do in contributing to the betterment of a nation, of a country. So voting is just the least aspect of your civic responsibilities. There are so many others, even after voting, because I found out that so many after voting, after the general election, many of us, we have gone to relax, to say, well, we have voted. So let's see what comes out of it. Some might even be bragging, that they didn't vote the government of the day in. Some might even say that, they didn't even vote at all. So they could not be held responsible to their, to whatever they've done as regarding voting. But then, whether you voted or not, it is incumbent on all of us as citizens of Nigeria to ensure that we contribute our quota in any way to get it better for this nation, if not for our sake, especially for the sake of our children, for the sake of our unborn children. It's very important that we do something today. Talking about groups and individuals who are doing something, we want to shift our attention on this program today on the happenings and the actions of the Directorate of Politics and Governance in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So we are focusing on the DPG of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, DPG, Directorate of Politics and Governance. So representing the chapter, the Redemption City chapter, I have here with me the organizing secretary of the DPG Redemption City of God, Engineer Olusegun Oshibanjo. Good to have you with us, sir. God bless you and well done.
Thank you very much. It's always a wonderful pleasure
Yeah.
to be here, as always.
Yeah, thank you so much.
little bit of correction.
Yes.
Evangelist, engineer, Adekunle Olutayo Oshibanjo.
Why the evangelist? Because I know the evangelist you are talking about.
I'm always making reference and some sort of emphasis on it almost all the time.
Yes.
I remain a political evangelist.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why
You are not a gospel evangelist, but political evangelist.
I am, but I'm more tilted towards political evangelism, as in to encourage believers of God.
Of course, and thank you. This is just to buttress what I said earlier, that some people are doing something at the background.
Yes.
And you now have decided to go about the gospel of politics.
Yes.
Wow. That is lovely. I applaud that.
Thank you.
So, evangelist, engineer, Adesegun rather. Adesegun Oshibanjo. Thank you so much. The organizing secretary, DPG, Redemption City of God. Of course, with him in the studio is the convener of Redeemites in Politics, and at the same time, the
PRO.
publicity secretary, for DPG Redemption City chapter, Pastor Femi Ko. Or should I? Okay, pastor now. Pastor in charge of politics. If we can have an evangelist.
This is a church pastor.
Church pastor.
It's a church pastor, and if you can say political pastor. So there is a marriage between the two, and we have to balance it.
We have to balance it. Whichever way we are balancing it, we must make our voice heard. We must make our contribution known.
Have a reach.
Yes. It is very, very important. The executive governor of Akwa Ibom State is a pastor.
Yes.
And I was in the States a couple of weeks ago. The Bible says when the righteous is in power, people rejoice.
Yes.
I got into that state, and everybody that we went together, the team we went together to that state, could allude to the fact that, no, there is a shift in the atmosphere. There is something. When you enter that state, you know this is the serenity, the peace.
Atta Airport and
from the airport to the town of Uyo, you can
the manifestation all over. Yes. I mean, it's just evident.
I wanted to query you that an evangelist, politics, a pastor, that are we not having so many Christians, so many believers in politics that could bring about serenity we are looking for in Nigeria? But I could point out that governor, with what he's doing, how his people are enjoying him and all that. I think.
See, if you allow me to say this, there is a marked difference when politics is approached from a believer's perception, and approaching politics from a non-believer's perception. There are two different things. There are two different approaches. And that's why, you could have that manifestation and attestation, that is evident all over the state. As in Akwa Ibom when you visited.
Yes.
That just explains
I met
why you got all that.
Referred politician, a Christian, a very highly pleased in one of the major, parties in Nigeria. And when you look at him, you don't even know he's a politician. He's a Christian, and he was telling me what politics should be from, from God's perspective.
God's perspective. I think the mindset of the believers is not like the general mindset of the people who are not believers. For example, when an unbeliever see an opportunity, he'll be thinking of what he will get from it. But when a believer, a believer, not just a Christian, now when a believer sees something, he's looking at what he can add to it. If we take Akwa Ibom as a case study, for the years I've been, or the number of times I've been at Akwa Ibom, I love to be there again.
You've been there
severally. And that was how I said the Atta Airport. If once you land in that airport, including their own airline, I love their airline. That's just it. If I want to travel anytime within Nigeria, and they are, I don't want to mention for advert's sake, I don't mention their airline, I love to travel through their airline because the hospitality, everything about that state is unique. Now, we have to look at Christians being in politics or governance, and I mean believers, being in governance. The mindset, you know, with which they approach it is the mindset of adding value, the mindset of representing God, the mindset of giving report or feedback to the master who has sent them, which is God. Because we know that as believers, for everything we do, we give accounts.
Yes.
All right, so if we approach politics as believers, owing to the fact that we have a leader or a master who has sent on an errand and will give feedback, we want to approach it with all integrity, with all honesty, with all righteousness, and having human feelings for others, because that is very, very important. Having this mind for the pain of people. When people are crying, you know that something is wrong. Either you go in the place of prayer, go in the place of direction, go in the place of counsel, then you want to solve the problem. You don't use, a believer will not use talk to solve issue. A believer will not use talk.
Bringing toggery into
to
politics.
solve the pain of people. All right.
Now, a whole lot to talk about right now, a whole lot. But then, quickly, Evangelist Adekunle Oshibanjo, let's quickly look at, I would not like us to shy away from what is happening, the current situation of things in the country, as if we were not touched. Even Jesus Christ was touched by the infirmities of our feelings.
Yes.
What can you say about the situation of things in the country? People are crying, people are in agony, people are in pain of the economic situation. What do you have to say?
See, just like we said, I mean, just like the discussion or our ongoing discussions before we actually, before we started the program properly.
Yes.
The level of insensitivity that some senior government officials are demonstrating right now is not the best. Like you rightly said, there is pain. People are pained. There is serious suffering in the land. The real thing, the moment, like I love to call him, President Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu, Omo Olodo Ide, the day he mentioned subsidy is gone. What he didn't, he took it, he just said it in his normal self, but he forgot the fact that now he's not just Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Ashwaju, like they call him then. He is now the president. Pronouncements from the mouth of the president
carries a whole lot of weight.
He can make things happen. A lot can change within, once he makes that pronouncement, things begins to change with immediate effect. And that was what happened that day when he said subsidy was gone. Yeah. Now again, I say this, like I shared with Pastor Cole while we were coming. Fuel, when you say subsidy is gone, you're talking PMS. Yes. Now, fuel in mathematics, because I remember I did mathematics till I graduated, final year, electrical engineering. Mathematics, in mathematics, there's what we call function of a function. Yes. Okay? Fuel is a function of a function.
Function of every function.
Yeah.
God bless you. It has a ripple effect on everything. As it is today now, there is nothing you want to do that you would not transport one thing or the other. You either transport yourself or your goods and service. So that tells you fuel affects everything. Prices are skyrocketing. Cost of feeding, how many? I don't think any of us still do 3 meals in a day. Now, you now see a senator coming on national TV. Honestly, I felt pained. I felt embarrassed. I felt shame, high-level shame, when a senator of the Federal Republic came on air, sitting lackadaisically, as if nothing is happening in Nigeria, and you sat there to now begin to say, to defend what is not defensible, to justify what is not justifiable, that you have purchased SUVs. The fact that you have even purchased SUVs at this point in time, there are no other ones. Fine, you have purchased, but why did you not purchase SUVs manufactured locally? You said Nigerian roads are in a terrible state.
Is it not a shameful thing to say? That should even be the most annoying thing, or should I use the word annoying?
It should be shameful that he said that.
Very shameful, very shameful.
It was shameful that he said that.
How should he use the situation of the country that you supposed to fix as justification to acquire what you want to acquire?
He didn't only stop at that. He said, okay, manufacturing setup in Nigeria is at the burgeoning level. Whatever level, even if it's at infancy, give it whatever name. Aren't you at your level as a senator? Aren't you meant to support that burgeoning state of production in Nigeria? You said you can't really trust it. It's still not stable. It's still not reliable. That was why you had to go for Toyota at the expense of innocent vehicles. Now look at it. Not too long, I think about it. It was barely 1 month that the president assumed office, that he started traveling all over, seeking foreign investments to flow into Nigeria. Now I looked at it. If I'm one of those investors and I saw this from a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, refusing to patronize made in Nigeria products, whether locally assembled or locally manufactured, whatever name it goes by. If you could do that, and now would I have that investor's confidence to come into your country and invest in your economy? I'll be running the risk of patronage if you refuse to patronize me. And you say your local industries are still not that strong enough. You now leave me a foreign investor here, you now go. You have killed investors' confidence with that statement on national television. Let me pause.
While he's pausing, let me just say this quickly, that people are weeping in this nation, and that's just the truth. Yeah. Either you vote for this person or did not vote for that person. Yes. Those who voted and those who did not vote are weeping. Yes. Either your account is weeping, or your children are weeping, or somebody's. I saw a video recently. I think people from Ogun State, market women from Ogun State, Fish Seller Association, they were having State or Lagos? Ogun State one. Okay. They were having a march pass round with placard, and they were fish sellers. They said they cannot sell again, they cannot buy again because everything is expensive and life is difficult for them. I saw that video recently again from someone from what's it called now, a part of Lagos. She's also the head of fish seller in Lagos. I saw the video recently. Okay. She said life is difficult for them, that they voted for the administration of XYZ. Either you vote or not, life is difficult for people. Now, this is a time for the government to be sensitive to the cry of people. Not all this Photoshop and photo, whatever they are doing, traveling from here and there. What are they going to do to solve the problem of these people? Now, subsidy is gone, so they say. Subsidy is gone. How are they going to cushion the effect of this pain on people? They didn't cause it. Nobody said government should put it or remove it.
They have done a lot cushioning the effect.
There is no. We are not finished.
Fund.
No, sir. Let me quickly correct this. Now they said they released palliative. Now in a whole community that is housing about 150 people, 150 houses, household. Or not household now, like 150 buildings or structure or 300, they will give them a bag of rice or 1/4 or half bag of rice for people of more than 500 people to share in that community. It's wrong. It cannot work that way. Now, that is for government. What can we do now as a people? Number one, pray. Number two, re-strategize. Okay, your expenditure and stuff like that, you have to re-strategize. If government is not helping, then you need to help yourself. Number three is that if you have been taking one job before, you have to think of multiple jobs now.
What about jobs that the owners will not allow you to do? No, you create job now.
There is difference between work and job. You create for yourself. All right? Yeah. If you have to go into sales, if you are the one who run 8 to 5 work, then you have to spend your 5 to maybe 8 or thereabout to do something. Because government is not ready to help right now. Our government is just moving from one country to another, seeking for investors. Now they come around and invest, and you are not going to patronize your own made in Nigeria. And the more you do this, the more the exchange rate will be increasing, and it's really affecting people. One is the fuel, the other one is the exchange rate, which is really killing. And they also tell investors to come and invest in our country. These guys, because they know the kind of wiring we have, the kind of our made-up, they give us inferior goods. That is disheartening. Recently, I saw another video clip of a young man who purchased rice, cooked rice, and he has to mold that rice to make it a ball, and he was throwing it on the wall, a cooked rice for crying out.
And it was bouncing.
And it was bouncing in our own country. They can't eat this in their own country, and they are bringing it to and we are saying investors should come. We have talented people in this nation. If government can sponsor them.
How did this product get into Nigeria?
That's another thing from the custom.
What is NAFDAC doing?
The NAFDAC and other
customs. He has raised some vital issues
yes,
that I would like us to expatiate. Number one is now it's happening, people are feeling it, everybody's feeling it.
Yes.
What should people be doing? He has mentioned we need to re-strategize.
Re-strategize now.
Now, you are not to focus on a source of income. You have to create something for yourself. You know, very important.
Very important.
Creating something, because government are not ready to. Now, he also mentioned the issue of rise in dollar rate to Naira. What do you think government should do as a matter of urgency? I think we've been talking about this on this program.
Yes.
As a matter of urgency, because right now, when a government is telling you dollar is coming down, how true is it? And what do you think about this, Evangelist addition?
Okay, quickly. Like in a chat with someone along the line, I discovered I was to validate that. I forgot to validate that. But I'm told that there is some sort of legislation, banning the export of raw products, raw materials like crude, I guess mineral resources as well. Yeah. If that is actually in place, because I was saying that to somebody and he said that he thinks President Muhammadu Buhari in his time, something maybe to the wee hours of his time that he signed it into law. I'm not aware, but I will still validate that. But where I'm going to is this. We need to stop exporting raw products, including crude oil. It is very essential. See, how much are you?
What should we be exporting? Because it appears as if...
I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
When I say stop exporting crude, it means process every raw material here.
Okay.
Then you can now export the processed products. See, raw materials in their crude form, their price compared to when they are processed. It might not be entirely finished, but add some good value. Process it to a good level. When you process to a good level, the price of the raw product and that processed, there is marked difference. Marked, and there is huge savings that will be accrued. When you process, the prices are different. So that is one sort of production activity, because we need to move from being a consumer society to a producing society. Even if we start from there, that would help a great deal. No raw material should live here. Raw gold.
And do you think, because like a phrase you use right now, very important, that we should move from consuming to producing.
Yes.
Is our government these days, are they taking any precise step? What's the Ministry of Agriculture? Because that happens to be our major, how do I put it now?
Yes.
Goods that we have.
Cocoa must not be exported in raw forms again.
Is there any step? Are they taking any step right now?
Except we check.
The crude, the mineral resources around the northern region.
Yes.
That some people are,
So
stealing.
much of them.
You
They are
see
fleecing.
what their
That's
names
what's
right
happening.
now. Gold,
Californium,
and uranium, and the rest of them. Are there any precise step right now that government is taking to ensure that some of these things
Sincerely,
are announced?
I hope I hope they will watch this program when it comes on air. These are the things we need to start doing. Nothing must go out of Nigeria in raw form again. Nothing. Now, another thing we also need to start doing, for those that are in production already, most particularly, I'm talking about Globacom now. I'm being very particular because Globacom is Nigerian made.
You are so passionate about this company. Maybe, are you a brand or they are going to make you a brand ambassador?
I'm not at all. But because, see, Globacom did so well when they entered, the telecom sector then. The others, MTN, Adekunle Wireless was their name then. I won't say Airtel. If they were Adekunle Wireless then. I can't remember the other operators then. All of them told us that they cannot give us per second billing. They were charging exorbitant rates. Per minute.
Per minute. Yes.
So they said it's not possible. But by the time the bull came, the bull is Chief Mike Adenuga. By the time he came with Globacom, he brought in per second billing. And that was where they were forced to follow suit. That was where Respite started. That was where real competition came into, the telecom sector. And he was the game changer. He changed it. That was when prices, for telecom services started crashing. But unfortunately, right now, Globacom is no longer giving us that kind of super service that they started with. And I'm appealing to the bull himself to please go back and invest in the right equipment and give us the quality service that Globacom is known for.
That we can be proud of as a Nigerian-made
brand.
For
me, I can readily throw away all the other things.
We are due for a break. We are due for a break.
All
so
right.
Let's observe this break, then we'll come back to focus on other things. So viewers, we shall be back. Kindly stay tuned. Watch The Ambassadors on Dove Television as we take you through the rudiments and fundamentals of politics and good governance and how you can be involved. The Ambassadors is showing every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Welcome back. We are still here on The Ambassadors on Dove Television looking at some of things that, some of the happenings in Nigeria that I know that you too, know about, and you are feeling it because it's everybody's thing. Right now, there is also a saying that heaven is falling. Is the case or is the situation for everyone to think about, because when heaven falls, it's not going to fall on one person. It's going to be on everybody, the entirety of human race. But then, whether you vote for the current administration or not, what is happening today, everybody is feeling it. So we must have to bring heads together and ensure that we provide solution as God will help us. And we are praying and believing that our leaders, God will direct them in the right path to ensure that things, get better for this nation. All right, let's focus on the Directorate of Politics and Governance. Yes, Redemption City chapter. Yes. So tell us what is up with DPG, Redemption City. So publicity secretary, organizing secretary now.
Yeah, one of the ways we can correct the wrong, because there is no point, getting sticks to flog, the dead lion. Okay, it can't wake again. So the only way is to find solution around it. Okay, when there is a problem. So the Directorate of Politics and Governance in Redeem, but now a chapter, which is the Redemption City chapter, is doing all within our power to sensitize people on the need for them to be involved, especially the believers, to be involved in politics, then in governance, to know what is really happening around them, then to also see how they can rescue this nation from the jaw of the people wounding it, because the nation is being wounded day by day. Before we went on break, we mentioned what is happening in the north, the mineral resources and stuff like that, because it's within their power. All right, so we need to be informed about governance. We need to be informed about politics. You started by saying it's not about just voting on the election day. So from our own chapter, we are having a conference. And that's the first of its kind, and it's going to be a very big one, okay, on the 2nd of December, year 2023, at the Redemption City of God. Okay, so everyone is expected to be there. Everyone who wants a good Nigeria, everyone who expects a better Nigeria, everyone who expects the best state in the world, which is Nigeria, should be part of that conference. We have seasoned speakers on that day. It's beyond just talking. It is to come up with new action plan. This is not to protest, this is not to fight, but this is to make Nigeria livable. This is to make Nigeria a place where people from other countries want to come and stay. Instead of us to japa, let them jai here. You know, I don't know how to put that.
Let them jai in.
Let them jai in. Let them come from their own countries and stay in Nigeria peacefully. In Nigeria, where electricity will be constant, we don't have to project this megawatt, that megawatt without seeing any watt. All you just see is one small voltage.
What we need is stability.
Stability.
And not about the number of watts.
So we want a Nigeria that is working for everyone. So if we actually want a Nigeria that's working for everyone, all of us have to put our hands on the deck. So we want people to come December 2nd and be part of DPG. Conference. We are not stopping. We are really doing. Let me allow my words.
Tell us, what has been the acceptance of DPG? Are there been progress?
Okay.
Okay. Are people really coming in to be part of this?
Let me tell you, I mean, how I bought into DPG. Now, there is this irony.
Okay.
The irony is this. A lot of us, Nigerians, are jackpying.
Okay. That is, we are people are running out of the country, migrating, yes.
Running out. I wouldn't say migrating, we're running, we're escaping for their lives, we're escaping for so many things from Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, why I say this is an irony is this. You now see Europeans rushing into this same country that we are exiting running out of.
Okay.
It is a very serious irony.
I've never looked at it this way. I was
very serious irony.
I was at the airport recently and I saw whites coming into the country.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And you see us Nigerians
running out of this country.
A lot of Asians as
the
well.
Chinese,
Europeans
coming in.
And the Asians, yes.
The Indians coming in.
See, that tells you one thing.
Okay.
That tells you one thing. They are seeing what you and I, or those of us running out. I don't know why. I was meant to run, but I kept telling myself, don't run. These people are seeing what the rest of us are not seeing.
That's the truth.
That is the truth.
That's the truth.
Not just that, most of them are coming in here with heavy government backing. When I see heavy government backing, heavy government funding. And I now see that, our major problem is that of leadership. If the right people can get together and come in to run this country, we'll be a lot better. I mean, for it. And this is why I took it upon myself, the political evangelism thing that I'm so proud of to talk about. And again, DPG has provided the grounds for me to really manifest and flow in political evangelism, and that's why I keyed into this, that this is the opportunity. I mean, maybe this is the change. This is the reason why God has, kept me back in Nigeria, that I have no jackpot, I have no, Timmy Salo like the rest, but Salo. You know. So the conference we're talking about is a sensitization conference, more of a sensitization conference.
Okay.
And then we call it Dominion in High Places. It is happening at the Gate of Heaven Parish, right here in the Redemption City of God. And I'm encouraging every one of us to create time to be there. It's an opportunity for believers to sit together and interact, okay, and arouse that consciousness in each and every one of us that we need to rise up this time. We can no longer continue to fold our arms. I remember those days we were told then, don't bring, Thomas Masolan,
Don't bring politics into the church.
Into the church. I mean, now, that's what you get to hear from the pulpit there.
But as it is, it's not as if we are bringing politics into the church now, but at least we are trying to get the church people aware of
educated.
Yes, that is.
So we are still not bringing politics into the church.
We're not, but we're sensitizing ourselves that we need to get involved because it is the politicians that drives our lives with policies. Yeah. Now, if you look at it, these politicians, how many of them understand what policy means? At the end of the day, they still use the passive ones, those of us that are not active, they still use us to draft those policies.
But then,
so why are we not actually there to do these things ourselves and make life easy for ourselves?
With all that is happening right now, we really encourage anyone to join, considering the off-cycle elections. The elections in Kogi State, Imo State, and Bayelsa State.
Yes.
Considering the outcomes of those elections, I don't know if any of you followed.
Yes, we follow, but the truth is we cannot remain docile. Church, yeah, we have been in that sleeping state for years, like what he said, that you don't have to be involved in politics. It's for the unbelievers, it's for the ungodly. I don't know where they saw that from. Honestly. All right, I don't know where they got that indoctrination from. Now, the challenge here is that we will vote these people into power. They will rubbish us or rubbish our economy, rubbish our lives. You know, then we will be praying for them. We'll be praying for those tormenting, I don't want to say tormenting us, because they come up with different policies. Now, look at that senator he referred to. I don't want to mention his name here. You know, they call him to come and defend why they have to buy SUV from outside Nigeria. Why not? You are the one saying that we should patronize or we should use made in Nigeria so that we can regulate our currency. You know, they still have to justify. And somebody could say that SUV will serve them better while they are going to their community. Who is that person that is supposed to who is supposed to fix your constituency if you are not the one? Even before you get into power,
the bad roads,
you are supposed to fix it before you get to. You don't get to power to fix it. You are supposed to fix it. So, for all these anomalies to be corrected, we need to be involved. We must be educated, reorientated. If we have been orientated before, we must be reorientated now, so that we know what politics is all about. And beyond voting, then we must learn governance. Election is over. What we have now, the next 4 years or 3 years now, is governance. From May 29, we have started governance, you know, and you hear this policy, this decision, this bill, this yacht, this that, this jet, you know, they are into governance. And you see, bringing people into power. Another question I need to raise, or another thing I need to call our attention to, is that until we get it right, by putting the right, you know, peg in the right hole, all right, we will not get it right. If we have professionals who have mastered the art of what's it called now? This aviation, somebody who has really studied about aeronautics or space or something like that, who can come into that sector and fix things. You know, in this administration, about 3 airlines were to crash. About 3.
Yeah.
We need to get things right, you know, and put their professional in every ministry, you know.
So political appointments should
not just be, I know this person, this person.
Compensation.
It's not just compensation. It should be putting the right person in the right office, all right? Because he said something, is how many of these people know about policy? You know, when if I done statistics and you want me to do engineering work, I will have to get somebody who is in that ministry to school me, and whatever that person tells me is what I will first do. All right, but if I have been schooled, it's an engineer. All right, and he's coming to do engineering work, you know, it's going to be easy for him. So until we begin to get it right, we will still be on the slow lane. Go and check all these people in advanced countries. They will put the right person who have mastered that industry for years, you know, in that sector. That is another thing. The another thing is learning about governance. We can begin to understudy as believers now. That's what we do too. Understudy every ministry. What are they doing there? So you have better knowledge of what they are doing. When it is your own turn, it will be very easy. Very easy. It will be very easy.
Now, let's look at our court judgments, Ukum elections, and I think the candidates for SDP also, Ajaka at Kogi State, said, well, they claim they lost their, or some won the election. So there is no point going to the court because it's like you know what you are going to come out of
the guy is APC guy. Ajaka is APC guy.
Before.
I'm telling you, he's APC guy who crossed to SDP.
To SDP.
I'm telling you. So
but now
that was why he gave up.
Yeah, so he won't contest. He's APC guy.
Okay, but he's saying that there is no point going to
He's
court.
APC guy now.
Does it
APC,
mean
APC
that?
now.
Okay, what do you make of court judgments on the issue of elections?
Sorry, before I get to the issue of elections, he said one thing that I just quickly want to buttress. That's about the selection into political offices.
Yes.
I expected this administration to have a recruitment team. Governors were sending nominations, influential people sending nominations to the presidency.
But do you think they don't have?
I don't think so. A lot got dropped at the Senate. So while sending sending names to the presidency, I expected the president would have a recruitment team that would have evaluated each CV.
Yes.
Most of these guys did not present their CVs to the executive arm. It was
At the Senate.
At the Senate, the Red Chamber that requested for this, and along the line, a lot of them got dropped.
If they should presentation or nomination, so to say, is different from appointment. You may nominate a teacher for me, or an educationist, or an engineer. It is now left for me to say, okay, you are an engineer. I'm going to appoint you to an engineering field.
What I'm even saying is this.
Okay.
They should have gathered their CVs and evaluated them. A lot of them were not even qualified to be nominated. They got dropped at the Senate. Now, the good. Wow. There are some that they got right. Look at Engineer David Umahi, the former
governor
of Ebonyi.
Yeah.
I never knew that man was is that solid. He's been doing wonderfully well. And he has brought, because I think he's a civil engineer. So he has brought that experience, that professional expertise, he has really brought it to bear on his ministry.
We need to give that to the president.
Honestly,
for that appointment.
And he's even been dishing out standards required of contractors. He even he traveled personally in his car, slept on the roads for maybe 2-3 days, to get to really evaluate, to get first-hand information on the state of Nigerian roads. Honestly, I give it to him, and I give it to the president as well. Wow. That is one done very well. This guy too has surprised me. What's his name? The Bumi Ojo. The interior minister.
Wow, yes.
Overnight, he has cleared the passports.
Yes.
Yeah. How did he do it? He just gave those in charge.
He promised 2 weeks.
And he delivered. He just gave them a matching order. How you guys are going to do this? I don't care. Get the passport backlogs cleared. And he got cleared. That is magic. Now, back to your question, the courts. Right. See, what I know about the court system, I'm not a lawyer, but like I always tell people, there is a logic to everything. Now, logically, when you look at court cases, it's a Herculean task.
They call it technicality.
Yes, they call it technical law. Anyway, law technical, that's the grammar they give us. But I tell you, it is a Herculean task for you to go to court. If you must go to court, you must be able to prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. And that means you must be able to garner
come with facts,
evidences,
and figures,
solid facts. I remember former Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, when he was talking about how they recovered all the lost states. The process they went through was very, very torturous. He said, the president, Asiwaju Tinubu, just called him and said, Yemi, all these states, that we have lost, we need to find a way to recover them. But I don't know how you're going to do it, but think about this. He gave him the heads up that if we can generate forensic evidence, generating forensic evidence was, I mean, is very Herculean. And it was like, the vice president said, he was like, what you're saying makes sense, but how? How? The president told him that how is your beat, that you have to
think it out.
Have they?
And like, it was like play. He started. Okay, he took a trip to the UK. He was discussing with, his fellow lawyers abroad. And he was like, that one now, when he said that thing, he told him, come, what are you talking? Forensic evidence? Do you know the amount of forensic experts that we would need to delve into this? He just told, look, Yemi, just go. Let's think. He now gave the vice president a call, as in, he now said, okay, come, let's talk about this, your crazy idea. Let's just talk over it. And they met. And like play, they started. And he now had to call Asiwaju Tinubu again and tell, look, you have influence, good influence in UK. You call those you know. We need to get forensic experts. And he used his connections. They got British policemen, serving British police officers, forensic experts. They gathered them, they brought them here. That thing is, if you can get the forensic experts, it's easy now. If somebody, one person keeps printing papers, several papers, if you get a forensic analyst, it will be easy to prove that this thumb print is, I mean, for maybe 1,000 ballots you have here, it's one person thumb printed all. Well, and that was what they did.
As much as I love the analysis,
it's a complex
thing. In Nigeria, they say you explain, there will be no evidence.
If you don't have facts,
you explain and explain, no evidence. Yeah. The truth is,
people have this with evidence.
People have actually lost interest in our legal system, or court system, or thereabout judiciary system in Nigeria. They have lost interest, especially.
Could that be
lost interest or lost confidence?
Well, which of the above? Both. The confidence and interest. Yes, the confidence and the interest. Because once you say go to court, in fact, they tell you you are not satisfied, go to court. I'm not going there again, because they've lost interest in them. They have also lost confidence. They don't believe in them again.
But should we now say that probably has resulted into what is called disobedience to court orders? Because as at the date of this recording, today, the 15th day of November,
yes,
the NLC and TUC are embarking. They've even embarked on strike now.
Before you say NLC, now, this guy was arrested. The ex-CBN governor was arrested. Emefiele was arrested, and the court says that the guy should be released. DSS disobeyed, not just once. Severally, this what's it called now, paramilitary or thereabout organization, they have disobeyed court orders on several occasions. Repeatedly, not just NLC now. So, when you have people who are in power, the law is not meant for them. Because
the NLC chairman across the federation now are saying that they will not obey the court order, because government too,
they are not obeying anything. So you can now say now, it's something that we have been building over time. When government will allow its own institution not to obey court order, and you now want someone who is lesser than them, or you think they are lesser, to obey. You know, the law is meant for people like us who have our mind, want to be under government. But those who have been in government, the law is not for them. They can do anyhow. How will court say, release this person, and you have to rearrest that person and find another case, rearrest? You first release the person. If you need to bring up another case, it's fine. But you saw what happened now between DSS and prison officers. Yeah. You could see how they were fighting over Emefiele. That's embarrassing. Okay? So the court has said, release this guy. Grant him bail. You have not granted him bail. Why? So you don't have respect for... You cannot say why I said they have lost both confidence in the... the judiciary, and they have lost interest in them.
And whatever the issue.
Whatever they represent.
But then let's just, wind down. Evangelist Adeshegun Oshibajo. So I'd like you to just make a conclusion in about 30 seconds.
I'll make this passionate appeal
okay.
to our president. Like I always love to call him President Bola Ahmed Adekunle Akombi Tinubu. Omo Olodoide. To please tread cautiously. Honestly, he should tread cautiously and not allow things to blow up in his face. People are pained, people are tensed up, people are hungry, people are homeless.
Thank you so much for that. And just as much as easy for us to lay so much blame on the president, we need to also hold the subnationals accountable in this matter too. Maybe in subsequent episode of The Ambassadors, we have to be going through states, mentioning states, calling out some governors on this program, as God will permit us.
Very essential.
Thank you, everyone, for being part of this edition of The Ambassadors today. My name is Mike Adekunle. Thank you, my producer, Joseph Omode. God bless you. Do have a great day. Bye-bye for now.